very frustrated with the result of the game, and a lot of respect for Northeastern and their coach. Obviously, he's a legend in this business, and great respect for them, and appreciate them coming to this tournament. But disappointed with the result and how the game played out in the last 10 minutes of the second half, particularly. And that's where we are right now. We're not the team we need to be, and we're going to keep our head down and work to fix it.
Coach, back-to-back 80-point games by the other team. What specifically, or what isn't clicking defensively right now?
Well, you know, it clicked in the first half. It really did in the first half. I mean, they held them to 29 points and really executed what we needed to do. Without looking at the film, it's hard to, go back. I think they attacked us on the baseline pretty good in the second half. So we had to switch our defense up, and we went on, I think it was an 8-0 run, I believe it was, or something like that. In the second half, we took the lead, and they called timeout. And and then our post defense hurt us. That was what hurt us down the stretch of this one, was post defense. I think basketball is such a momentum game that I don't think there's one thing that they kept going to, but once they got momentum, they made some shots, they flipped the game, they took the lead, then we took the lead back, and then we had momentum, and now they found a comfort zone in throwing the ball inside, and they were able to throw that ball into the big fella, both of them. And then they hurt us on the offensive glass, and that's where I'm really disappointed for us to give up 13 offensive rebounds. A huge one on the free throw line. That was a big play for them to get that. That was right when the game was in the balance, and we were right where we needed to be. And I thought that play sprung their momentum. I think they got a pretty big-time play off that free throw offensive rebound, and they scored on it. So free throw offensive rebounds, rebounding, and definitely post defense. The last 6 to 8 minutes was the Achilles heel.
You're obviously missing Brandon, so I know he brings a lot of that rebounding, but how do you just manufacture some more of that and just make up for what he brings?
Yeah, I wish I knew the answer to that. I mean, Brandon Johnson is really, along with a couple other guys, he's a heart and soul guy of our team. It's not the 21 points that we miss. Brandon is such an intelligent player. He's such a high IQ defender. He's such a really good rebounder on both ends of the floor. And right now, trying to make up that plus those 32 to 33 minutes, it hasn't worked real well the last 2 games.
You guys got beat a little bit inside too, I think, and then they had a lot of good looks at 3 as well. Is this kind of a learning moment where a team can play inside out for you guys?
Yeah, again, we guarded really well in the first half. We guarded the 3-point line. The guys did a really good job with scout and report. I mean, we forced the shots we wanted. Even when you do everything right, they're going to make shots. I mean, he's a good player. I tell you, man, there are guys, Luka Sakato, he's a really good player. I mean, he is a very, very good player, and he went and made shots, and Chris Doherty is a good post player. But bottom line is he had 18 and 10, and I'm going to guess that's his season high for Doherty, and he attacked us in the paint, and we didn't have an answer. I thought Sear gave us some good minutes in the first half, but again, I do think that's where we really did miss Brandon today, but no one's going to feel sorry. We have a game tomorrow. We have to put our head down, and what did we do well, and try and bottle that up? Where were we not good, and how does that apply to our opponent tomorrow?
RJ may not have had the best game, but Bobby stepped up today, and so did Quentin. So what did you see from them on both sides of the floor today?
I thought they were aggressive, and, I thought they were. Early in the game, we had some silly turnovers. We were getting shots that we wanted, and obviously it's just a different feel than last season. Our offense is, we can go put it in the basket right now. We can go get the shots we want when we don't turn it over. It's the other end of the floor that obviously that's where we lost this game and in the last 2 games.
Do you think the constant switching on defense causes some confusion and matchup problems sometimes, which could
No, because our guys are accustomed to doing it, and it's something that we have to do when you want to keep a team out of rotation. You want to do that. That really, the switching is what, when we were down, 7 or whatever it was in the second half, and in the second half we got down, I think it was 7, and then we came back and we went on that run, and we took the lead. And I think that it's not about any confusion. What it is you have to rebound. And if you may end up on a wing and you're a guard, or you may end up on a center and you're a forward. So there's got to be a physicality about you rebounding. And, without looking at the tape, but I know rebounding was something that the eye was frustrated with during the game.
With 2 more games, back to back, I mean, do you like this opportunity to, make some adjustments with, game action?
Of course, yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, look, we're making adjustments because we're missing a real leader on our team, somebody that we count on for a lot. So we're making those adjustments daily. Right now, he's day to day, so you don't, you just it's what it is. It's no different than our situation with Cam Hayes. We're in limbo, you're waiting, you got to practice a certain way, like not, but you could and you couldn't, and this is the reality of it. And so, yeah, we got to make the adjustments in the game. And I thought as we, down the stretch, our press, we got back in the game, like some of this, some of it's working, and you need a little luck on your side late game, and it didn't fall our way 2 games in a row now.
What was Northeastern kind of doing with RJ defensively to kind of slow him a little bit?
Well, I mean, they're a packet-in team, so they're heavy gap, so they're making it hard for RJ to get downhill. Number 2, they were definitely squeezing on post-ups with him and Ezra. You could see when Ezra got the ball, I mean, they were there in the paint, they were loading up. I think back-to-back games, we've made 6 threes. I keep going back to Brandon. Brandon is shooting over 50% from three-point line this year. So much harder to double team RJ and Brandon Ezra in the post if Brandon is spotted up behind that three-point line somewhere. But right now, teams know they can shrink down and get out to the guys on the floor, and they did a good job of that. And they made it hard in isolation. RJ still went and got a couple of them, but the post-up isolations or playing in the post, when a team doubles, you have to either cut off the ball or knock down some open shots. And we made a couple, but not enough for it to change what they did.
Sear had an uptick in minutes tonight. Is that going to continue going forward? He has some good defensive possessions, couple really good offensive rebounds today. Is that something we can look forward to the next 2 days?
I think so. We would like to. He's played really well in practice. He's worked hard. No different than on November 19th, Sear being a player. He's going to be a different player December 19th, January 19th, February 19th. This team's going to look a lot different as we go. We know that. I know that. But that being said, absolutely. And sometimes, experience is the best way to become experienced. You need it, and Sear needs it. And, tonight he played 7 minutes. The other night it was right around 5 minutes. So yeah, I think so. And look, I think Callum Richard could play and give us something. Obviously we're searching for something without Brandon, whether it's Valentino or it's Callum or it's Sear, and tonight's matchup just suited Sear a little bit.
Anything else? That's good.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.